Hello everyone, Luxura Moon Goddess, and today we are going to be discussing Stop Living in Disney World. Because we got some of y'all out here living in Disney World. What do I mean by this? I will explain. Y'all sit up here and you're listening and watching these little, because you grow up watching these Disney movies, the Disney princess, and believing that these men out here are so romantic and all of this nonsense. It's like, no. No, for the life of me, no. I am not on board with all this Disney World crap that they put out here. And you want to know why that is? It is because I understand how men really are. All it is Disney World bullshit. That's all it is. And y'all get caught up in the belief of, the fairy tale romance, true love. And y'all are programmed. And I know what it is. And I know why they do it. You see, this is what they do. It's programming. They make these little cartoons and these TV shows and these Hallmark movies because they got to start young. They got to brainwash women young. So what do? They have to start when they're children with the little girls. That's why, and you know these girls. You knew them growing up, or even now. They're obsessed with, Disney World, being a princess, Prince Charming, da-da-da-da-da. And they're brainwashed. They're already talking about, it's like one of those little girls talking about, they already got a boyfriend at 6 years old. That's disturbing to me. It really is. It's disturbing to me. I will never understand. I just don't understand. I'm so glad, and I was never one of those little girls. I already saw the BS as a child. I don't understand it. Stop fawning over these men. It's not worth it. They're not, and you've been programmed with the Disney World bullshit. And you think, oh, a man is, so loving and romantic. No, men are not emotional creatures. And honestly, they don't have the capacity to love like a woman can. They just don't have the capacity. Men, by nature, are very sociopathic. They're all about getting, they're trying to get what it is they truly want. What do they have to do to get what they want? And what is it that they actually want? To get in your panties. That's what it is. If you're being honest with yourself, that's what they want. They don't care about love. They don't care. They could care less about love. And especially romance. The ones that are romantic, you have to stop and think. Why are they being romantic? It is because it is the ultimate goal of getting what it is that they want. And that's getting in your panties. That's why they go along with it. You think a man actually cares about being super romantic? About candlelight dinners? About bringing you roses? About whining and dining you? All it is that they want is they want to get in your pants. That's all it's for. It's not about love. Because they're not loving. They're not wired to be this way. You have to stop living in Disney World. You have to grow up. You have to see men for what they really are. You have to see them for what they really are. And so, back to the agenda of Disney World. They have to start out, young. And you want to know why that is? Because they have to program these women, or these little girls. They have to program the little girls so that they have these women that are ready to be used and abused for these men looking for their targets. That's all it is. They have to start them young. They got to get those girls programmed. They got to get them set up. Oh, and these little girls, little girls are very impressionable, especially at a young age. So they're watching this, they're seeing this imagery, and they're really believing it. So that, this is why you have especially these pygmishas out here. That's why you have these type of women. They're so caught up on love, on love, on love. Oh, I want to be loved. I want to have my true love. I want to get married. Da, 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 da. And there's nothing wrong with being married or anything like that. But hell, most men are not really capable of true love. It doesn't really exist. Not with a man, at least. Stop living in Disney World. Stop living in Disney World. It's going to get you used. It's going to get you abused. It's going to get you taken advantage of. And you want to know why that is? Because all you care about, all you're fixated on, is love. And you want to know all he has to do? All he has to do is lie and say, I love you. And pretend to do these things. He knows that all he has to do is work the word love to his advantage to get what it is that he wants from you. That's all he has to do. It doesn't take much for these men, especially nowadays. Especially with all these pygmishas out here, bending over backwards for these men, giving up everything for these men. The thing, especially with women, is that, and this is a harsh truth, a woman will love a man more than she'll ever love herself. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. A woman will love a man more than she will ever love herself. And that's the sad part. That is the sad truth of women. Because they're so fixated, they want it so badly. They want the Disney World romance. They want to be swept off their feet. They want to feel the sparks, the chemistry. And society does a good job of selling this Disney World bullshit. Because men know that women are emotional. They understand this. And so, they have learned to profit off of this. They have learned to work it to their advantage. They have learned, and they became very, very good at it. With all of these women out here, doing so much for these men out here. And yet, they're getting very little in return. They are sitting in these relationships with these men, these bare minimum men, who care nothing of them. When it comes to love with men, all it is that they love is they love using you. That's all it is. It's not that he loves you as the person. That's not what he loves. He loves the fact that he can get whatever he wants from you. Because you're so hard up for love that you'll stay in a relationship, a miserable relationship, a toxic relationship. You don't want to be alone. You're afraid to be alone. And you don't love yourself. So, you would rather stay in a relationship with a man who would just use you than to actually love yourself enough to cut him off, to get rid of him, to do better. It's because of this Disney World programming. And like I said, they start with these little girls. And society is smart because they gotta hit those girls while they're young, while they're impressionable, while they are naive, while they are ignorant to the true nature of men. They're smart. These men, they are working their advantage with this Disney World bullshit. That's why you see all of these women. You see so many women. So many women. And if you really think about it, it truly is sad. Because all of these women out here are doing so much, giving so much of themselves to these men who could care less about them as a person, as a actual human being. Ladies, please stop believing in this Disney World bullshit. Please grow up and move on from this Disney World bullshit. Because a man is not going to love you the way that you want to be loved, the way that you deserve to be loved. He's not capable of it. He's not capable of it. No man is capable of it. You're not going to get it from a man. Especially these men nowadays. Oh, baby. You're not going to get it from these men. Stop believing in this Disney World bullshit. Before you end up like one of these miserable women. Sitting in these miserable relationships. Sitting in miserable marriages. Being used. Abused. Disrespected. And getting absolutely nothing in return. You will just look foolish. All because of the Disney World programming that is within you. It is the Disney World programming that they have put out here for many, many, many years. And they've done it successfully. Brainwashing these little girls to believe in true love. It is nothing more than a fantasy. But it's a fantasy that will never be your reality. Please, do not live in Disney World. Do not live in Disney World. You will be wasting so many years of your life. So that's all I have to say on this one. And I'll check you later on the next one. Okay. Bye-bye.